Hey loves, welcome to another episode of Just Being Cassie, where I share my world, my style, and everything in between. Just too flawless for my liking. I'm so bad. Oh, damn. Today's video is me showing you guys how I make my ACV recipe, which is apple cider vinegar. So we are going to be using apples, fresh apples, water, and other ingredients, which I'll show you in a second. But I decided to start making my own recipe because ACV has been a staple in my diet for a while now, for over a year now. I use it for a lot of things, like even for skincare, face masks, and all that. Early in the morning, first thing as I'm waking up, I wake up to a glass of pure green tea and a tablespoon of ACV. So I decided to start making my own so that I know what exactly I'm putting into my system, and also it's kind of cost effective. So let's get right into it. Okay, so these are the ingredients we're going to be using today. I already prepped my ingredients. I've washed my apples, I've washed and dried them, I've washed my the main ingredients for this is the apples, the sugar to start the fermentation process, and clean water. But I've decided to add a bit of flavor to mine. That's why you're seeing cinnamon here and ginger. So you can use any apple. You can use green apples or red apples. I wanted to use a mix of the two, but I could only find this at the store when I went to get, so that's why I'm using these apples. We're going to be doing it's suggested that you use 4 apples to a liter of water, but so each of these jars are 3 liters of water. And also another important thing is you have to use a glass jar for fermentation processes. Like it's the best, it's advisable. So that's why I have this, my glass jars. You should also avoid using containers that have iron or stainless like covers because of the rust, because it's going to be fermenting, so you know how it can get rusted. So let's just get into it. It's literally a simple process. You just have to chop up your apples, you know, just chop them up into small bits. These apples I got now are quite large compared to the apples that we usually use. These ones are quite big. So, oops. Okay, not just don't worry. Just continue. I already started recording for this. Okay, so I finished chopping up the apples, and apples are so yum. When chopping them, I've chopped the ginger off camera. Let's get right into it. I have warm water here. I am going to be using the warm water to dissolve the sugar and the honey. We are going to use, and this is a cup of sugar. Okay, so we're going to be adding a cup of sugar into this is warm water, so it can dissolve the sugar first easily. Yeah, I will be adding a bit of honey. So we're going to set this aside first so it keeps melting. So we'll set this aside. So this is our sugar and honey. Now onto the main task. This is our water. I have divided this water into 2 jars. So this is clean distilled water, or you can just use, I use dispenser water, the water from dispenser, so you can just use this. Now we're going to divide the apples into each jars. I think I'm going to add the apples first before we add the water because of it's floating. I didn't think this through, but let's add the apples first, and we can add in the water into mixture. I'm going to leave a bit of space on top of the, so I think that's enough. So add the water. Make sure the water covers the apple. Okay, let's add in our ginger. Remember, our ginger is just to taste for spice. It's not like it's a necessary step. The main thing is the sugar, apples, and the water, the plain water. The sugar starts the fermentation process, so you need it dissolved with warm water. And then, so cinnamon is for taste. And then, so I'm going to be adding okay, so this is what it looks like. We have our every ingredient has been packaged. Now the next step, which is also important, is to seal it up. Now before I close, even though these jars are supposed to be airtight, but just to ensure it's really airtight and it ferments well, I would be adding just a napkin to before I close it. So let me see if I can do this one this way. Okay, so this step is important so that your apples can ferment properly. Okay, let me redo this without air entering, because that's what you need. It has to, all the air and the gas needs to be trapped in. Now after doing this, you are going to leave it for 2 to 3 weeks first. So that's the first process. It's going to ferment and turn to wine. That's where we're going to get the alcohol. Sorry, not wine, alcohol. That's what, for 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to leave it for 3 weeks. Then I'll bring it out and I'm going to show you people after the 3 weeks. We'll have to set the, I'm going to set the reminder on my phone, on my calendar, so that I don't forget and it reminds me. So 3 weeks from today, we're going to open this. It's going to be fermented. Then we would strain it out, squeeze out all the particles and ingredients inside them, transfer the alcohol, or what we have, the mixture, back into the jars, and still reseal it like this for another 3 to 4 weeks. So this process in total takes you a total of 4 to 8 weeks, 7 to 8 weeks, which is like 2 months in total. So bear in mind that when you're doing this thing, the whole process, if you want to leave it for so long, so that you can get the mother, which is the the more potent apple cider vinegar, we all know. So you bear in mind that all the process will take you 2 weeks. So it's really easy. It's something you can do just in your kitchen here. It's ingredients we all find in our kitchen every day. We have water, we have apples, which can be gotten from your local grocery store or market. We have, I personally like to add ginger and cinnamon for flavoring to make it really nice. You can also, even after the 2 to 3 weeks, you can still drink the wine. It's still very good for you. It's a very nice for your gut health. So this is me trying out healthy recipes to just better my health and better my everything as a woman. So yeah, I hope you try this, and when you try it, let me know how it turns out. Let me know what you do, or if you already do this, let me know how you do yours. Or I'm all for always getting better. Like I always say, I'm no expert. These are things that I see and I learn from other creators. So I'm all for, getting better at what I do. So far it benefits my health, me personally, and my family. Bye guys, see you in the next one.